Hey, what's up? I'm Jigs. I hope you heard me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Good. Okay. I'm Jigs. Welcome to my channel, Jigs in these Wi-Fi streets. If you're new, welcome, welcome. If you're not, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Right? Let me not be all giddy, right? Because this is a trial, y'all. We must conduct ourselves properly, okay? So before we get into it now, welcome to my channel. If you're new, if you're not, welcome either way. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Please do feel free to check out my other videos. I'm so sorry. I live in the south side of the Bronx. It's like inevitable that y'all gonna hear police sirens and ambulances. I can't. As much as I would like to, and all my windows are closed too. As much as I would like for y'all not to hear the noise, y'all gonna hear it, right? Because I live in the city. But anywho, right? Check out my other videos. Please do subscribe if you have not. Okay, check me out. Check me. Mess with me. See what I'm about. See if you like me. You might like me. You might like me. I'm a lovable bit. He's not E. I am. Anyway, opinions are not only free, but they are definitely welcome. So please do leave a comment in the comment section, and definitely give me a like. Okay, it helps with the algorithms. It'll help get my videos out. Okay, I ain't asking for nothing else except a shot if you're new, and a like either way, and a comment. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna get into day 2. Now I'm backed up right 5 whole days. Starting tomorrow, I'm gonna be on point. But I'm just gonna slam dunk these past 5 days. Now in this video, I'm gonna do one video for each day at a time. And since I'm backed up, I'm doing a little cheat sheet. But my cheat sheet is no jumper. Hi, no jumper. If you ever see this video, don't flag me. Okay, don't. I'm behind. Okay, anyway. So, but this video, I'm also gonna read an article by TMZ because I feel like no jumper left a couple of details out. So, anyway, let's get into it, right? Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. What's poppin'? Subscribe, leave the like button, leave a comment, come fuck with me. Yeah, just a little bit, right? Okay, so this is serious, so let me not be on, again, let me just remind you. Number one, Tory Lanez, aka Daystar Peterson, is innocent until proven guilty. Number one. Number two, I have zero money, so everything here is alleged or an opinion. It's either alleged or an opinion. I forgot my number three. It'll come back to me, I'm sure. Anyhow, right? So let's get into it. So this is day 2. This is No Jumper's account of day 2, right? So Megan came on stands. Oh, I also want to point out one thing on my old video that I was mentioning about Kelsey. Um, the reason why it's so important, and I left this one little part out, is the reason why it's so important is the reason why stating who put hands on Kelsey is important is because they trying to put this on Kelsey, the defense team. I'm so sorry, y'all. The defense team is trying to put this on Kelsey. If you make it seem like Kelsey and Meg was arguing over him and all these other alleged lovers, right? And then you make it that Meg got out the car and put hands on her, then you give reason as to why Kelsey would have a vested interest in putting in SHOT her. If you make it I'm sorry, Tory Lanez, then you make Tory Lanez seem like he was on one that day, that he was aggressive, that he definitely came after both of these women. You see me? Because not only did he SHOT Meg, but he put hands on Kelsey when Kelsey was just trying to calm things down. So who put hands on Kelsey is a big deal. It is a very big deal. Okay, now let me get into what happened with Megan. Okay. Okay, no jumper. Thank you so much. So, Megan gets called to the stand at 11:20 a.m. Megan was asked if she knew Tory and what the nature of their relationship was. She stated she knew him briefly and they had an intimate relationship, but it wasn't exclusive. Megan stated she met Kelsey her freshman year of college and they were really close. Megan denies her being jealous of Tory Lanez trying to talk to Kylie Jenner, as the reason she wanted to leave. She stated her wig came loose, so she felt uncomfortable during the party. Megan stated that she wanted to leave, but Tori's driver wouldn't leave without Tori. So that's why she asked Tori to leave. Again, she's refuting the defense's theory that she was drunk and throwing a jealous fit at Kylie's party. Megan stated that Tori started the argument in the car after being upset about leaving. He started the argument by turning to Meg and asking her, "Why you snaking your friend like that?" Blindsiding her and exposing they were seeing each other behind Kelsey's back. Megan stated she asked to be let out of the car, but Tori convinced her to get back in the car. However, when they began to drive again, the argument began to escalate to a point where she wasn't comfortable with so. I think he put the with by mistake, right? However, when they began to drive again, the argument began to escalate to a point where she wasn't comfortable, so she asked to be let out of the car again. Megan stated when she got out of the car, she looked back and seen Tori with a GUN in hand, SHOOTing at her over the car door. She could not tell prosecutors if he was standing on some. I'm sorry. Y'all know he's short. I think he's like an inch or two taller than me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She could not tell prosecutors if he was standing on something while he was SHOOTing, or if this, or if his feet was touching the ground. I'm sorry. Megan stated when she. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Megan stated when she got out the car. Why right now? While I'm trying to do this video. God forgive me for laughing. Megan stated when she got out the car, she looked back and seen Tori with a GUN in hand, SHOOTing at her over the car door. She could not tell prosecutors if he was standing on something while SHOOTing or if his feet was touching the ground while SHOOTing over the SUV door. Megan contradicted the prosecutor's story. The prosecutors stated, wait a minute, Megan contradicted the prosecutor's story. The prosecutor stated Kelsey was near Tori when the SHOOTing happened. Megan stated that when she looked back, she did not see Kelsey. She only seen Tori SHOOTing at her. We're gonna get into it. Let me just finish reading. Megan contradicted the prosecutor's story for a second time. Prosecutors stated that after she got SHOT, she limped away and Kelsey came to check on her. Megan says that when she got SHOT and limped away, that both Tori and Kelsey began to approach her at the same time. The prosecutors asked Megan why she lied to the police. Megan stated that she didn't feel safe and she felt like if she told them the truth, they would SHOT Tori. Excuse me. She also stated, as a member of the black community, we don't trust or cooperate with the police. Same here with the Hispanic community. Court took recess. Court will resume with Megan taking the stand for a few more lines of questioning from. I'm sorry. Court took recess. Court will resume with Megan taking the stand for a few more lines of questioning from the prosecutors before the defense. Cross-examines her. Okay. Now let's get into this real quick before I move on to the article, right? So Megan, number one of the reasons why the whole entire world is so pissed off is because you've been lying from the gate for so many things, inclusive to sleeping with him. Now, Megan to me is a beautiful woman. Excuse me. I don't understand why people make fun of her. Why? Because she's tall. Grow up. She's beautiful, and naturally, you take off the makeup, she has a beautiful face. And she got body. Let's not forget that's a natural body, as far as we know. Beautiful body. Tori is not ugly, but he is a lot shorter than her, and so maybe she was embarrassed to let the world know. But he SHOOT you. The state is gonna pick it up. It doesn't matter. By the way, did I mention that the state is the one charging Tori, not Megan. Megan is the key witness slash victim in the case, but she's not the one pressing charges on him. Okay, so at the end of the day, it had came out through the grapevine that he SHOT you. Then you, I'm talking like I'm talking to her, but anyway, then you come online and say he SHOT you. You don't think the cops is gonna pick it up? Of course they're gonna pick it up. She should not have. Mistake numero uno, she should have never said anything. She should have took a cue from Kelsey and Tori. Like, really, she shouldn't have said anything. She botched a lot of this herself. And for the sake of, you might as well just admit that you were sleeping with him. So that's one of the reasons why the public does not trust her. Now, okay, so Megan denies being jealous because they're trying to paint it as though Megan was jealous. See, remember in my first video, I said they didn't give a reason. Now they're giving a reason. They're saying, or at least No Jumper lined it up a certain type of way. I'm gonna listen. I'm taking his stuff, so I'm reading his thing, so I can't criticize him too much. But basically, they're trying to paint. The defense is trying to paint it as though she was jealous because through the grapevine, allegedly, kind of sort of maybe rumors, that Tori, there wasn't a lot of people left. This was the end of the party, and that Tori was in hot tub with Kylie. Now, this is alleged because this is gossip. This is bochinche. This is kind of sort of maybe this is alleged. And this is the grapevine, right? This is the people talking. So the defense, and this is why you have to be careful about social media and why Meg should have never said nothing and why it was a blessing in disguise for Tori. Because Tori was high key upset that he felt like he didn't get to say anything in the media, but it was a blessing in disguise. Right? Because that's word through the grapevine, so the defense is gonna take that and run with it. They just not gonna of course say social media had anything because we don't know. And at this point, I don't know who to believe, quite frankly. Remember we on day 5. I'm just going through day 2, but at this point, if you have been keeping up, you understand, you overstand, you understand, right? You understand, overstand, and understand, right? Okay. But yeah, so they tried to paint the picture that she was jealous of Tori and Kylie and was trying to get Tori out of there, and that's why he didn't want to leave. Right? Meanwhile, what she's saying, listen, my wig came loose. I was not comfortable. I was saucy the whole entire night. I'm layman's terms. I'm putting in layman's terms, right? Because they're also trying to paint the picture that Meg had a stink. Meg was just on one, right? She had a bad attitude. Maybe so. I'm guessing maybe she's trying to explain, like, yeah, it's not necessarily an attitude. Maybe I had a face, but this is why I had a face. You feel me? My wig came loose. You had a party. I'm a female. Don't know female want to have her wig come loose, her eyelash come messed up, and I agree. I'm a woman. You feel me? So Meg is trying to say, he didn't want to leave. Hold on. She wanted to leave because of that. Tori was pissed off that she made him leave. And that's when he decided to air out. Did I say that right? Tori was pissed off at Meg for making him leave. This is what Meg is saying, and I'm putting this in layman terms. I read y'all, and I'm going to read you an article. But Tori was pissed off and started in the car arguing with her and basically aired her out to Kelsey because he, in fact, was sleeping with Kelsey. And aired her out about, why don't, you being a shiesty friend, why don't you let her know that we're sleeping together, in his anger. And basically, she felt uncomfortable, attempted to get out the car one time. The second time, that's when he SHOT her. Now, where she contradicts is, remember, prosecutors is saying the reason why, and that's important. I just peeped that in my head. They're trying to say that Kelsey had GSR because she was next to Tori. Now, also, I read this in Rolling Stone. And this was December 12th, the December 12th article. Rolling Stone, it was noted that GSR particles travel quickly and they travel around anybody who's around, so that all GSR on her proves is that she was next to him when the GUN was discharged. Meg is saying no. When she turns around, all she saw was sorry. Now, granted, you can always say, well, she was being SHOT as, so she was in fight or flight mode. So she only saw what she saw. Now, I'm 40 years old. I grew up, born and raised in the Bronx. I can honestly say I have been around SHOTs. And, fight or flight, I freeze. I freeze. I don't run. I'm the type of person you gotta be like, yo. And then I start running. Because I just like, I go catatonic. Like, I'm fucking scared to death. Like, and I've been around a lot. I always tell people, a lot of people use the word desensitized. I am desensitized to certain behavior. I'm traumatized by other behavior. To the point where I freeze during certain situations. I've been around I've been around just too much, and I have a lot of friends. Like a third of my friends, real talk, honestly, didn't see 25, and most of them, because as a matter of fact, of all my friends, I believe one, two have died of natural causes. All of them have been SHOT. So I freeze. You feel me? So I'm not desensitized. I'm traumatized. So it's say you can always argue that she only saw him because she had tunnel vision. Like, hello, she just got SHOT. But if that is true, how the fuck Meg got GSR on her? Right? And then second contradiction is that the prosecution is saying, and this is also important. This is what I'm saying. Who put pause on Kelsey? Because Meg is trying to say that she saw Kelsey and Tori approaching at the same time. But remember that the prosecution is trying to say that Kelsey walked over to her, and that when Tori started approaching the both of them, that Kelsey went into basically fight or flight mode, turned around, and to protect her and calm him down, that he physically accosted her. So yes, it is very important who put hands on Kelsey. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let's move on to the next one. Look at me like I'm a detective and shit. I watch a lot of snaps, and I watch a lot of conspiracy theories, and I watch the History Channel. Oh my god, give me my degree. Now this is not funny though. Like this is serious, and this is what I'm saying. Meg, every time she opens up her mouth, she makes it worse. This is why I did a reel saying I would not be surprised, and I'm not naming no names. But there's 4 people that was in that car. Kelsey, Meg, Tori, and the driver, who I have not mentioned so far, have I would not be surprised. I'm only saying this because, like I said, you caught up in day 5, so am I. I'm just recapping, right? I would not be surprised, and I know this is never gonna come out in an eon, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody spoke to somebody. I'm not saying who the somebody is, but if somebody spoke to somebody to make sure that they run amok in this child so bad, that they lie so much, that is so much going on that you wind up with a hung jury. Because if you wind up with a hung jury, the state, well, that's another thing. Oh no, but that's MURDER. I was gonna say you can't retry somebody who beat a MURDER case. A hung jury doesn't mean beating, so they will have to do it all over again, giving them more time to figure out what else they're gonna come up with. See what I'm saying? Did I confuse you? I'm sorry. Okay. So it's very important. Them things are very important. Okay. Okay. Oh, now one thing I do agree as a Latina born and raised in this country is systemically racist. I'm sorry, not sorry. I can give you a as a matter of fact, I'm gonna start. Is that I've been on here a year and I've done a total of 50 something videos, but I don't know. I've been lacking a lot of confidence. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into the whole spiel of it all, but I was dropping videos like once a month. Then I went 6 months without dropping any videos. So even though I've been here for a year, I haven't done enough. There's so much that I want to do, and I definitely want to get into. I have been emailing myself tons of information because I'm so sick and tired of people saying this country is not systemically racist towards black men and women. Yes, the fuck it is. And I have a plethora of shit in my email that I need to put together into a video because I'm just so sick of you saying it. So I'm gonna just present it and line it up. And if you continue to say either one, you're blind, or two, you're prejudiced, and you too pussy to just admit that you don't like black people and you feel they deserve all of that extra shit. And you need to pray upon that because that's toxic. That's hate inside your body for no reason. But anyway, I got sidetracked, y'all. So let me read this again. Oh, I definitely believe this country is systemically racist. And not just towards black people, but especially towards black people. You feel me? Like there's a totem pole. I said in another video, and I think I left a word out. I left two words out. So if you're a person of color or not, and you see that video, please understand it was a miss. It was, yeah, I missed a couple of words. Okay. Um, what I said in that video, and I'm gonna say it again, when it comes to certain statistics like business wise, money wise, land wise, I said we hover right above black people. But in the sentence, anyway, if you see that video and you see watching this one, you'll understand, right? What I meant hovering above was that we hover above and better in numbers, but we hover above 3 to 5 to 7%. But we would still be on the bottom of the totem pole because I feel like it's this. As far as the race most hated in this country, and this is my opinion, based on what I've seen in my 40 years of being alive and breathing, black people are hated the most, and then we Hispanics interchange with either the JEWISH community, the MUSLIM community, or whoever we are currently at WAR with. Because we'll interchange places, but we're always in the top three. Black people catch the most hate. Systemically, the system in this country does does not favor them. It does not favor black men and women. And not for nothing, I have seen and I have emailed myself and I have shared on my Facebook as well as my IG a plethora of videos of people who look like me. I'm Hispanic, remember, I'm Boricua. I am very proud. You ain't never gonna take that shit away from me. Que viva Puerto Rico all day with the real very proud Puerto Rican, right? Caucasian people and people who look like me, right? Um, I can show you videos chasing police officers with MACH Eddies, physically accosting them, chasing them, and please don't get this twisted. It is not that I want to see white bodies hit the pavement. It's that I'm tired of seeing black bodies hit the pavement because a lot of people saying that officers feel that officers do what they do in fear of their lives. What is so you're not afraid of a man chasing you with a shetty? Isn't physically accosting you now putting you in the line of fire considering they can grab your firearm? Isn't that putting your life at risk? But I've seen videos of people looking like me, be they Caucasian, light skinned Latino, whatever, light skinned Arab, whatever. You feel me? Do shit like that. And uh, still are left alive to be, when they're in the squad car. Like they get cuffed and they get taken to the station alive. While I've seen plenty of black or Afro Latino or Afro anything, black American, black looking people of all different lands. Here in America, you cannot tell if Nori, for example, Fabulous is another example. Looking at them, can you tell that they Spanish? No, you see as a black man. If you didn't know they was famous, would you know what their last names was Latino? I believe Fabulous is either half Latino or Afro Latino. I'm not sure, but either way, can you tell? If you didn't know Amara La Negra was famous, would you tell that that was a Hispanic woman? I mean, honestly, you know, so you know. But if you didn't know, would you know? Right? So, they with their hands in the air. I've seen videos being SHOT. So I can understand Megan saying, you know, a car filled with 4 black people, because I believe the driver was black himself. and there's a GUN in the air and it's been discharged, I can understand her. Remember, Meg is also young. Meg is what, in her early 20s? You know, you have to take into consideration the world that we're living in and all of what we're seeing. And that she's young also, and she has no guidance. She has no grandparents. She has no parents. She has nobody. You feel me? What she has is the world coming at her. Is what the fuck she does have. Now, is she shiesty for fucking Kelsey's shorty, and they supposed to be friends since college? Absolutely. Do not get me twisted. If anything, I think that's one of the reasons why uh Nikki really stopped fucking with her. Not because of Tori, but rather Nikki maybe has that sense of intuition where Meg is not really a girl's girl or even a guy's girl. She's a use you girl. What can I get out of you type of girl? Everybody swears up and down that she ended her relationship over her collaboration with Cardi. I think Megan just saw in her that she's a friend to no one but herself. And there's no shade to because I don't want to dump on her. I at this point feel he did do it. But this is based on now a course of over 5 days. So let me just keep it to day two. What did happen to her was messed up. She did not deserve it. I don't want to dump on her, especially me as a mother with 3 daughters myself. Okay, I actually have 3 daughters myself, and my oldest is 21. She will be 22 in February. Okay, I feel for her. She has no one to turn to. You feel me? But what she did to Kelsey was shiesty, and if it's true that Kelsey was sleeping with the baby and Ben Simmons, according to the prosecutors, that's what Kelsey allegedly said the night in question, right? Allegedly. That's still grimy, even though they shouldn't, they sleep with all these people. I mean, this is all alleged, right? Because that's what these lawyers are saying. Kelsey did not personally say this, I don't know. But if that's all true, then yeah, Meg is a friend to no one. Like, come on, you helping yourself to my dudes. Like, you can't do that. I don't give a fuck if it is a fuck boy type of situation. But yes, so let's move on. He jumps to day three now. This is why I want to read the article. Okay, and then we're gonna get out of here with 27 minutes, and I'm so sorry. This is supposed to be a recap. I told you I'm the human Lady Chatterley. That's actually the name that I wanted for my channel. Something with Lady Chatterley, but somebody took it. So and one time I was like, I stay up in these Wi-Fi streets, and I was like, that's my name. Jigs in these motherfucking Wi-Fi streets, right? Okay, let me move on, cause I gotta anyway. Megan is okay. So first though, just to let it be known, TMZ. Okay, y'all, I'm a baby at this content creator stuff, so don't sue me. Just send me warning shots. Okay, this is TMZ. Okay, this article was printed December 13th, 2022 at 3:17 p.m. Right? It's titled Megan Thee Stallion takes the stand in Tory Lane's trial. Quotes, I wish he would have just KILL'd me. Megan Thee Stallion's direct examination. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read her part. Megan Thee Stallion's direct examination continued Tuesday afternoon, and it got even more emotional than her initial morning testimony, with her touching on the impact this case has had on her, including the notion that she wishes she was DOA instead of having to deal with this today. Excuse me. Megan Thee Stallion teared up. Meg Thee Stallion teared up a lot during this second half, and she says she was having a hard time having to sit across from Tory Lanez, whom she again insisted was the one who SHOT her. Megan explicitly repeatedly Megan explicitly repeated that she saw Tory with the GUN and did not see Kelsey Harris with it. Now, this is the second half of her testimony. What I read you was from No Jumpers Twitter, his take on the first half. That's why I came over here for the second half. As terrifying as the actual ordeal was, she says Megan described how the aftermath has been, perhaps even more difficult, noting that her speaking up against Tory has put a target on her back in a male-dominated rap industry where guys are prone to take Tory's side by default. and that SLUT shaming slash misogyny would wrongly ensue against her. Megan also said this: I wish he would have just KIL'd me if I knew I'd have to go through this. Court is still in session, and Megan is about to undergo cross examination where Tori's defense team will get a chance to grill her about what she's testified thus far. Megan Thee Stallion has taken the stand, giving an emotional testimony to the jury. At one point, clearly upset, Megan said, I can't believe I have to come up here and do this, before claiming Kelsey Nicole and Tory Lanez started to fight while in the car, promoting her to get out of the ride. Now, pause. This is important because what she said in the first half, excuse me, was that Tori was fighting with her and that made her uncomfortable and prompted her to want to get out the vehicle. In this second half, she's claiming Kelsey Nicole and Tory Lanez started to fight while in the car, prompting her to get out of the ride. Excuse me, as I said before, every time Meg opens up her mouth, she causes reasonable doubt on her own testimony. Because I ain't even there and I'm paying attention. I ain't even a lawyer and I'm paying attention. I ain't even a judge and I caught that one. According to Meg, and I'm not, let me just state this very clear. I'm not pro or anti Meg. I'm not pro or anti Tory. I'm torn. I feel for her. She has no one. I'm a mother of 3 daughters and I'm an emotional, I'm a drama queen. So it tugs at my heartstrings. So it's just, you know. Okay, so but I just want to be very clear that this man is also on trial for 20 years, and Kelsey does have a reason. So you understand what I'm saying? We got to get everything in here. But let me just be very clear. I'm not a lawyer. I am not a journalist, and I'm not pretending to be either. I'm not a psychologist, and I'm not pretending to be either. Go read my about so you can see what I'm about. Opinions are like assholes. We all have one. Opinions are not facts. I'm gonna give you the facts, and I'm gonna give you my opinions. And that's all I'm trying to do is just keep it as be as objectionable. Is that how you say it? My vocabulary is not as expanded as I like it to be. But try to be as unbiased as possible, right? And just go by based on what's being said. Okay, according to Meg, as she started walking, she heard Tori say dance beat and claims she then saw him with the GUM pointing at her before getting SHOT. Meg says she started to go into shock at that point. Now, here's what gets more interesting, y'all. She claims Tori then said to her, don't say anything and I'll give you $1 million. Which, if that's true, let me tell you, Mr. Lanez, aka Mr. Peterson, or Mr. Peterson, aka Mr. Lanez, that's some change to Meg. Like, are you serious? That's what you offered her, allegedly, kind of, sort of, maybe. If that's true. Okay. Very stingy, but okay. Don't say anything and I'll give you $1 million. Adding, he was already on probation. She says she remembers thinking about how he seemed more concerned about possibly going to jail than SHOTing her. As for Kelsey, Meg testifies she never saw her with the GUN. Regarding the lack of support from the rap community, Megan chalked it up to the idea that it's still largely a boys' club. Megan said to take the stand once again that the trial resumes after breaking for lunch. Or was this the first half? Okay, so this was the first half, the no jumpers account was different. Tori also arrived with his son in tow, which I don't think he should have the baby in there, but I heard that the baby was still. Now, when I say I heard, replace it with alleged, okay? That the baby is waiting outside the courtroom, so he's not hearing all this because he's too young to be hearing all this. Okay. Okay, so that's enough of the article, right? You can read the rest at TMZ. Like I said, it was printed December 13th, 2022. It is titled Megan Thee Stallion Takes the Stand in Tory Lanez Trial. I wish he would have just KIL'd me. Now, again, with her sentiment and her emotions, she has nobody that is family. And the game is very dirty. You need People who are there who genuinely loved you before you became anybody, loved you before anybody yelled your name. You need to be grounded by people who don't give a fuck about who you are in the work in front of millions and will say no, because I feel like a lot of these celebrities have a lot of yes men and women around them who yes them into prison cells, yes them into overdosing. Yes them. You gotta have somebody who has the courage to be like, no, you ain't all that. Give a fuck how many Grammys you got. You are destroying the house that you have built. So who cares about your accolades? You still ain't shit to me. I'm your mama. I'm your auntie. I'm your sister. I'm your big sister. She don't have nobody. So I feel for her because the world is coming at her and has continued to come at her. And as far as this boys club, I have to be honest. It's not just men, it's women. Publicly, not celebrity women, but members of the public jury, right? I'm one of those women that was hashtag Team Meg, Team Meg, Team Meg. And as a woman and mother of three, please understand that I want to be hashtag Team Meg. And I believe her sentiment about this country. But you just keep on flubbing up. And she just talked too much and she said too much and she's contradicted herself so many times that it's hard. So I will say you can't put it on just men. Women also doubt her too. But as far as her industry colleagues, it has been coming out, which I think is very bitch boyish. You really don't know what's going on. But I'm gonna assume that they all are on hashtag Team Tory side because they've spoken to him. Because I will say a lot of males in the industry did address him when this first happened. They did speak on him. I'm guesstimating they all believe Tory at this point. They should not have been coming at her. At the end of the day, y'all men, this is a woman, but at the same time, you gotta understand in hip hop, the women are asking to be seen no differently than men. I don't think that's what happens. That's another video. Another conversation. But I'm guesstimating that a lot of men are gonna use that as an excuse that what's good for the gander is good for the goose, so what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and y'all women want to be treated equally. If this was a man, we would heckle him, so we're gonna heckle her. But this is a SHOOT case, so they just wrong all across the board. Coming at a female, like I said, I'm gonna just say it. It's very bitch boyish. I don't respect it. But then again, I'm a different generation. I'm a little bit older. But a lot of people my age also wanting to live vicariously, wanting to hold on to your youth, want to live vicariously through the young folk. Let the young folk be the young folk. Anyway, want to act like y'all don't know no fucking better. That pisses me off. At under 20, to me, you still a fetus in the womb of life. You're a fetus in the womb of life. At 30, I'm gonna hold you a little bit more comfortable. At 40, you have no excuse. Y vete por carajo con esa mierda. Oh, y I'm not trying to. Sigue lo que contigo con esa bullshit. But anyway, yeah, Meg keeps contradicting herself, so it's hard to be supportive of her. But I do think the men in the industry are very bitch boyish. Everybody should wait before they comment. And nevertheless, that's a female. Um, but I do feel for her. She doesn't really have nobody to hold her down. But Meg's been very messy in her own right. So let me get off because we're not 38 minutes in. And my daughter's pissed off. She needs to take her ass to bed. But I'm going to let her rock her phone for like another hour or so. And then I'm taking over. Because I got 3 more days to go. Because I want to be ready for tomorrow. So it could be my personal, Instead of me just biting off of no jumping. Not biting word for word. I'm reading what he's saying and I'm giving my opinion and blah, 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 whatever. Bye. Because now we going on 39 minutes and he's talking me out of that. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Please do check out my other videos. Please do subscribe if you have not. Give me a shot. I have been on here a year, but we're going to wipe that year away. We're going to pretend. We're going to start off maybe like a month. But you should go check out my other videos. My first video is a PSA, and it is a very excellent PSA. Trigger warning. You will be triggered as a man and a woman. But some things gotta be said. something's gotta be said. But anywho, yeah, so thank you for clicking on my video. Please do check out my other videos. Opinions are both free and welcome on here. The like button is also free, so please tap that, okay? Tap that and help out. Check out my other videos, okay? Give me your views, give me your likes, give me your comments, give me your opinions. What do you think so far? And whose side are you on so far? Based on everything you do know, or at the very least, at my first two videos, right? Three more to go, right? And this is not a laughing matter. Let me just remind y'all again, this is serious. If he is found guilty, he's looking at 20 years. If he is found innocent, not only will he, if he is found innocent and is not, he gets away with something. If he is innocent and he's found guilty, an innocent man goes to jail here. Let me rephrase this again and then I'm going to end it. If he is guilty and he goes to jail, fine. He deserves to, and the entire industry owes Megan Thee Stallion an apology. If he is guilty and he gets away with it, this is just gonna be this behavior is gonna escalate. Okay, because men who usually feel like they can be ABUSIV to women, usually think that they're in the right, and he SHOT her. So what do you battery you think that's gonna put on his back? If he's innocent though, and he goes to jail, that is fucked up. He loses 20 years of his life. If he's free, that's great. That's fine. But in all cases, if you really think about it, Meg's career has taken a hit and will continue to take a hit. But if he's found innocent, whether guilty or innocent, her career is taking a hit. Kelsey has nothing to gain in this, but she can potentially lose if they do keep on trying to make her put the GUN in her hand. This is no laughing matter. This is like a serious situation. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, thank you for clicking. Now I'm 42 minutes in. Thank y'all so much. God bless y'all for sticking this long. Check out my other shit and come back. Bye y'all.